Well, hey, everybody, this is Troy Fullwood of Pinnacle Investments. And I wanted to just do a quick, about a 15-minute video here, both in our office and we're streaming live to Facebook as well. But I want to share with you something that I stumbled upon just the other day, actually, just Monday. I stumbled upon this opportunity that I think will help a lot of business owners as well as landlords and even homeowners and nonprofit organizations also out there. So let me go ahead and pull this up. Let me jump right into this so that we're not, spending a lot of time here. Let me go over here, pull this up here. Let me show this, make sure this is sharing. Yeah. All right. So right here in front of me, you should have or be able to see through the SBA, they have a disaster loan assistance program. So it's a federal disaster loans for businesses, private nonprofits, homeowners, and renters, okay? What makes this very unique is that it's got a cap on it of $10,000 per applicant, okay? Now that's the maximum they'll give you, but on top of that, they have a $10 billion cap on the amount of money available. So it's only gonna go out to a certain select number of people. Quick math on it would give you about 1 million people. $10,000, would kind of fill up the whole coffers if that everybody got the max. Point being is that this is a forgivable loan that can be used for a lot of different things and does not have a lot of restrictions on it. But it's not a huge dollar amount. But it's what I liked about this was for those of you out there that are landlords or note holders or real estate investors and stuff. If you've got tenants and stuff that might, throw off your cash flow over the next couple months, this might be a way of supplementing some of that cash flow so that you're staying on track with your mortgage payments and things like that to your investors or your institutional lenders. The other thing that this also does is it's not real restrictive as far as your company structure as well. It also includes nonprofits, and it can also be used for people to pay their rent. So if you've got tenants in a building, let's say your commercial landlord or your commercial investor, and you've got several tenants, you might have those tenants use this, option to get some money in so they can pay their rent to you as well. So they're putting this out there. There's not a lot of restrictions on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of jump into this application process. Now, what's interesting about this is it says down here in the, where is it at? Where did I read it? So it's an SBA is collecting request information in order to make the loan available under SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. 2 qualified entities listed in this application are impacted by the coronavirus. The information will be used determining whether the applicant is eligible, okay? So you got to give them the information. They're going to determine thumbs up, thumbs down on you. If you are approved, they'll email you and you will receive the money in your bank account in 72 hours, okay? Let me see here. So you got to give them accurate information. You got to be honest. You can't make stuff up because they may come back and audit you at some point as well. So you want to make sure that you're dialed in and giving them truthful information. If obviously they audit you, they're probably going to want their money back or tax you on that money as well. I don't know if this is considered income. I'm assuming it probably will be considered some form of income into your business, but I don't have a yes or no answer to that in regards to from an accountant or from the SBA. I haven't gotten that far in it, but I thought it was important to share it with you guys sooner versus later because there's a limited number of people that will receive these funds. The estimated time for completing this entire application is 2 hours and 10 minutes. Not true, okay? We applied for this yesterday. I think it took me, 20 minutes is what it took. I had to have a copy of my P&L, so I pulled out my P&L on one of our companies, and I had to have our EIN number, and I also had to have information in regards to when our company was founded or the dates on it, stuff like that. So once I had all that stuff in front of me, I just went and just filled in the information as well. So coming down through here. So you've got a series of questions. Choose one. So applicant is a business, not more than 500 employees. So that would be one that you could choose. If the applicant is an individual who operates a sole proprietorship, that's another one, with or without employees, or as an independent contractor. So those independent contractors out there can also apply for this as well. Applicant is a corporate with not more than 500 employees. Applicant is employee stock ownership. So there's a number of different things that you need to choose. Now, if you're an S Corp, then you need to make sure that you apply here. If you're C Corp, apply here. Sole proprietorship, apply here. It goes into employee stock ownership, tribal small business concerns. So let's go in here because we're an S Corp. Scroll down through here. So you pick one of those, and then you go down here, review and check all of the following, okay? Applicant is not engaged in illegal activity, correct. No principal of the applicant with 50% or greater ownership is more than 60 days delinquent on child support. So, hey, if you're delinquent on child support of 60 days or more, you're not going to qualify for this. Applicant is not an agricultural enterprise, so a farmer. Applicant does not present live performances of sexual nature. So click that. I'm not doing those kinds of things. Applicant does not derive more than 1/3 of the gross annual revenue from illegal gambling activities. So click that. Applicant is not in the business of lobbying, since you can't be in the business of lobbying Congress, for different benefits and things of that nature. Applicant cannot be a state or local municipal government entity. Okay, click. So all of those are true. Continue. Then it goes into business legal name. Now keep in mind here, what you're mainly focused on, depending upon how you answer these questions, will depend upon how you answer the other questions. So legal name, okay? Just throw this in there. So legal name, trade name, 22222222. All right, organization type. So what are we? So we're an S Corp, but it gives you a number of choices here. Limited liability, sole proprietorship, general partnership, limited liability, limited partnership, corporate, trust, okay, so on and so on. Applicant is a nonprofit, no. Applicant is a franchise, no. So if you are a franchise, you need to click accordingly. Gross revenue. So let's go in here and say gross revenue. Now keep in mind here, it shows gross revenue for 12 months prior to the date of the disaster, January 31st, 2020, okay? So prior to the date of the disaster, January 31st, 2020, which means that's the date that the federal government identified as the date in which the disaster happened here in the United States, okay? So that's what their start and stop date is. Sorry about the background noise. That's our 6-pound Yorkie poo, who is our fierce guard dog, chasing the birds out of the backyard. Should have locked him out, but forgot about that one. So gross revenue, let's just say it's $100,000. Cost, that's $1 million. You can do $1 million. Cost of goods sold, let's say cost of goods sold was $500,000. All right. So what you're saying here in cost of goods sold in the same time period, okay, in the same time period, is what did it cost for the goods that you sold? If you're selling goods, if you're not selling goods, then you would skip that part. But if you're in a service-based industry, if you're doing any kind of education stuff, if you're, say, buying a bottle of water for $1 and you're selling it for $2, then your cost of goods would be $1. That's what cost of goods means. So keep that in mind. Whatever they are as a whole. I don't know what the formula is that's going on behind the scenes, but you want to be truthful and as accurate as humanly possible based on actual P&Ls or whatever kind of accounting record you use, ideally P&Ls. Rental properties, rental and commercial only, lost rents due to the disaster. So do you have a number of lost rents during this disaster? Here we are just slightly after April 1st. Rent was due on the 1st, typically the case. How much of that rent got lost? So if you've got a number, you can put that in there because that is obviously one of the, options for receiving the $10,000. Nonprofit cost of operation, same thing as up here, but it's nonprofit. Combined annual operating expenses, it's not necessary. Here's what we're looking for. We're looking for these little red tabs over here on the left side as to the information that they're looking for, and they'll identify based on the type of corporation that you pick, okay? They'll base it off of that and then roll forward, okay? List of secular social services provided by your faith-based entity. So if you're a nonprofit, faith-based entity, you can still receive this money as well. So whatever that entity might be, they can apply for it also. Compensation from other sources received as a result of the disaster. So what other kind of compensation are you getting in general? Right now, there's not much as far as compensation. It's kind of broken down into a couple different things. There's other SBA loans that you can get. There's not really, unemployment doesn't really apply. But if you're getting some other kind of compensation, what might that be? Provide brief description of other compensation sources. If you don't have them, you don't have them. You just leave it blank. Primary business. Let's do that one. That's not our real address, but it works. It's funny because it says business phone is not valid. Well, that is valid. I'll go in here and do it differently. And then all of a sudden it becomes valid. So if it auto-fills, if you've got certain things that are dialed into your computer that it auto-fills for you, kind of like what mine does, you may have to go back in there and change it. Don't get upset about it. Just change it and move on. Alternative business phone numbers. You might want to put a cell phone in there. They ask for a fax, but they don't need a fax. Business email, that's our business email, or at least one of them. And then date established. You can do 01, 03, 2010. All right. Ownership sense 01, 03, 2010. Whatever it is, it is. Business activity. Now here it gives you a number of different choices: automotive repair, sales, service, communications, construction, eating and drinking, so restaurants, educational services, entertainment services, faith-based organization, finance, food, beverage, freight, health services, hotel, lodging, insurance. Okay, these are some of the options that they give you. Now you have to figure out what your business, what kind of category it falls into, and pick the thing that's closest to your business. So ours would be like finance, okay? Detailed business activity. So you could do accounting, bail bonds, check cashing, collective agents or collection agencies, consumer credit, payday loans, tax return preparation, finance other. So we would pick finance other. Number of employees. Now, the number of employees on this is the number of employees that are actually being paid, because we're an S Corp, we actually issue paychecks. So if you're not an S Corp, you still might have employees, but maybe they don't receive weekly paychecks or monthly paychecks or quarterly paychecks, depending on how you break it out. So it's the number of employees plus you that gets a check, okay? So however your accountant has set that up, figure out what that is, but understand, even if you're a sole proprietorship, all that money flows to you as well. So in our case here, we'll put 2. We'll go on to the next one. So we're already halfway through this. I don't know, what's it taking me, 6-7 minutes. Is your business owned by a business entity? So is your business owned by another business entity? If it is, then you click yes and it'll fill out all that. Let's see what happens. We didn't do that. So you want the parent information. If it's no, then individual. Okay, so individual, let's just go in here and put, see, there's that phone number thing that pops up again. Click that. Office, you call yourself whatever you want: owner, manager, accountant, CEO, CFO, COO, other. I don't know, put CEO. Percentage of ownership, let's just do 100. That's what it is. SSN, now 222222222. All right, date of birth. In case you guys want to send me a birthday card, 10/15/1965. Place of birth, Scottsdale, Arizona. U.S. citizen. Street address, old address, so no need to stop by there if you feel like you're in the neighborhood. Now I'm on step 4. What are we looking at step 4? So you've got these 3 questions. In the past year, has the business or a listed owner been convicted of a criminal offense committed during? The answer is no. Is the applicant or any listed owner currently suspended or debarred from contracting with the federal government? No. Are you presently subject to indictment, criminal information? No. So if you click yes on any of those, you're probably not going to be approved as a whole. They have this next section here that if anyone assisted you on completing this, then you need to put their information in there. As you can see, it's very user-friendly application. So very user-friendly, very straightforward. I'd like to be considered for an advance of up to $10,000. And here you put in your bank information. So Chase 2333333, and down here do 44444. All right. So I put in the account number, put in the routing number, and all I have to do is go down here and click I hereby certify under penalty of perjury that all this stuff is accurate information, true. Obviously, it's not accurate because there's certain things that I didn't fill in correctly. And so I'm not going to click the next button, which would then go to a screen that says, here's your, I say, filing number. And it would give me that, and I would hold on to that. So I'm not going to do that because that would be wrong. But I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to apply for this. Now, that's not to say that everybody's going to get the money, because I don't know what the ratios are and things like that that are behind the scenes. But here's the thing. It doesn't cost you anything but 5-10 minutes to put this information in and see if you're a candidate for this. Now, my understanding that this is a forgivable loan. Okay, that's my understanding, is that it's a forgivable loan. So it's almost acting more like a grant to your business of this money that you can now use to keep your business afloat, pay your mortgage. It doesn't have any restrictions on it in regards to employees and things like that. It really is just cash into your business to pay your bills, whether that's your mortgage, to pay rent on a space, or to pay employees, whatever you want to use it for, you can use it for. So my understanding is that this is forgivable. I may be wrong when I say that, but it's what I've read, it's what I've seen. So I thought it would be important to share it with all you guys, because it's not really a great deal of money, but it certainly could be enough to help out a number of small businesses out there, or nonprofits, or renters. If you've got clients that are renters of yours, say if you're in the commercial business and you've got tenants in your shopping centers and stuff like that, this could be a big help to those businesses. So feel free to share this with your how you say, network, your Rolodex, and feel free to share it with them, because like I said, it takes a whole, 10 minutes. Where they got 2 hours and 10 minutes to fill out, I have no idea, but I would think most people's businesses are pretty straightforward, pretty vanilla as a whole. So it didn't, like you said, like you saw, it didn't take very long to fill out. So feel free to share this. I'm going to put in the link in the comment box, the link to this page, the first link there, so that you guys can have that. You can go straight there and go fill this out. The sooner you fill this out, the sooner you get in line for the approval process. So if you want to wait another week, understand that there's other people jumping on this and getting in line before you. I don't know how long it's going to take to approve this, but I think it's going to be sooner versus later. Although obviously there's a huge amount of overwhelm, departments right now in the government, SBA, loans, lenders, banks, unemployment, the federal. There's just a lot of people probably pedaling as fast as they can to help out everybody that they can in this current situation. So feel free to leave a comment down below, throw up a hashtag, live, throw up a hashtag replay, whichever you've come. If you've enjoyed this, hey, leave some great comments. Give me a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Just appreciate everything. Feel free to share this as much as possible too, because there's no real limits outside of first come, first serve at the end of the day. So take some time and apply. If you don't make it, well, hey, at least you tried. If you do make it, then you've got some extra money into your business that can help keep your business afloat, keep your bills paid until we get through this, what I would consider a very short period of time in the history of our country. And when we look back, that's what it'll look like. So with that being said, this is Troy Fullwood with Pinnacle Investments, the Thriving Investor. Appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Take care of your loved ones. We'll see you guys soon. Bye now.